Hello everyone and welcome to this video about grammar. In this video we are going to explore several important concepts related to English language, including verb tense, passives, and perfect models. By the end of this video, you'll have a better understanding of how these concepts work and how they can improve your communication skills. The present perfect. The present perfect is used to talk about an event that began in the past and continues up to the present. It's formed by adding has or a have before the past participle of the verb. For example, he has lived in Rubber for 2 years. The present perfect is also used to talk about an event that was completed in the past, but a specific time of the event is not important. For example, I have seen that movie before. He has already visited Vietnam. The simple present tense express a habit or often a repeated action. Adverbs of frequency such as often, seldom, sometimes, never, etc. are used with this tense. For example, she goes to work every day. They always eat lunch together. The simple present tense. This tense also expresses general truths or facts that are timeless. For example, snow falls in December in Minnesota. Water boils at 100 degrees Celsius. The present continuous. This tense is used to describe an action that is occurring right now, at this moment, today, this year, etc. The action has begun and is still in progress. It can be occurring now, but it's temporary and is formed by adding am, is, are before the verb am, ing to the verb. For example, she's typing a paper for her class. Another example, he can't talk because he's fixing the scene right now. Simple past. We use the simple past to indicate exactly when an action or event took place in the past. For example, I visited my sister yesterday, or we went out to dinner last night. Simple past. Simple past is used to describe actions and or events that are now completed and no longer true in the present. It's formed by adding ed to regular verbs. And irregulars, we don't have any rule, so you have to learn any particular irregular verb. For example, I attended Male V University in 1998. Another example, I saw a movie every weekend when I was a teenager. Past continuous. The past continuous is often used when the simple past to show that one action was in progress when another action occurred. Form an adding was or were before the verb, and you need to add ing to the verb. For example, I was talking about when the doorbell rang, or they were eating dinner when the neighbors stopped by for a visit. The past continuous. The past continuous is used to talk about activity that was in progress at a specific point of time in the past. The emphasis is on the duration of the activity in the past. For example, I was studying for an exam while my mother was cooking dinner. Basically, here the key is while. For example, we were walking in the park around 7 p.m. last night. Here the key is last night. The future. Will and be going to are often used to describe future actions. For example, Thomas will graduate in June. Maria is going to go to Mexico this week. The simple present and present continuous are also used to express the future time. These are often used in connection with the schedules. For example, she's meeting a new client at 11 o'clock. The train leaves at 6 a.m. tomorrow. The past perfect. This tense describes completed event that took place in a past before another past event. It's formed by adding "have" before the past participle of the verb. Easy. The Titanic had received many warning before it hit the iceberg. Or, I had already eaten when my friends stopped by to visit. The future perfect. This term is used to describe an event or action that will be completed before another event or time in the future. It's formed by adding will, have, plus past participle. Here one example. We will have finished the exam by the time the class ends tomorrow. The present perfect continuous. This term is used to describe the duration of an action that began in the past and continues into the present. For example, he has been studying grammar for an hour. Another example, she has been cooking all day. The present perfect continuous. This tense is also used to describe events that have been in progress recently and are rather temporary. It's formed by adding has or have plus be, verb being, before the verb. You must add ing to the verb. For example, she has been living in France for the last 2 months, but she plans to move soon. The future perfect continuous. This sentence describes an action that has been in progress for a duration of time before another event or time in the future. It's formed by adding will have been plus verb plus ing. For example, by the time he finished law school, he will have been living in the US for 8 years. The past perfect continuous or past perfect progressive. This time is used to emphasize the duration of an action that was completed before another action or event in the past. It's formed by adding had plus be verb being before the verb and ing to the verb. She had been driving around the city for 3 hours before she finally found the right office. The future continues. This term is used to describe an event or action that will occur over a period of time at a specific point in the future. For each form by adding will be plus ing. For example, I will be teaching ESL 40 at 10 a.m. tomorrow. They will be moving their furniture out of the house by the time you arrive tomorrow. The passive and perfect modals. What is a passive voice? Passive voice is a grammatical construction where the subject of sentence is not the doer of the action, but rather the receiver of the action. In other words, the subject is acted upon by the verb rather than performing the actions themselves. Passive voice is formed by using the auxiliary verb to be plus past participle of the main verb. For example, active voice, Anna painted the house. Passive voice, the house was painted by Anna. Active voice, the teacher always answers the students' questions. Passive voice, the students' questions are answered by the teacher. Active voice, Ellie posts the video online. Passive voice, the video was put online by Ollie. The passive and perfect modals. What are the perfect modals? Perfect modals are a type of verbs that indicate a completed action or a state of being in the past. They are formed by using the modal auxiliary verb have plus past participle of a main verb. Will have, could have, may have, might have, should have, must have, shouldn't have, needn't have, ought to have.